I'm Allison Evans. I'm the Next Gen team leader, and we are so excited to talk to you guys about the new curriculum for 2-year-olds to kindergartners. We have spent a lot of time, probably 18 months, educating ourselves on how technology helps the learning process, how kids engage together to learn, how kids work at home to learn. What are the kinds of things that children do and enjoy doing that causes things to stick in their brains and cause learning? And so because of all of that, we have some exciting things to talk to you about related to leading kids to become fully devoted followers of Christ, particularly 2-year-olds through kindergartners. I do have some cheat sheets up here, so just know I'm going to reference those because I don't want to leave anything out tonight with you guys. I want to make sure and hit everything. One of the things that we're most excited about, and so many of you are familiar with this, that at Life Church we create all of our own curriculum right here in-house, and then we're able to give all of that away for free to churches all around the globe. So just know that so much of what we're doing as we think about the different components of the curriculum and how it impacts kids, we're thinking of children not just at this church or that church, but all over the world. Another thing, who's familiar with the Bible app for kids? Anyone? Yes. Bible app for kids is wildly popular around the globe. So one of the things that you'll notice about this new curriculum is that every single series incorporates one of the stories from the Bible app. That way, children have a way to engage at home with their parents, while they're driving to the soccer field, whatever it is that children are doing, they can engage with the actual Bible story through the Bible app for kids. So just know that's one of the components that are going to be a part of this new training. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover tonight. I want to make sure that everyone kind of has an idea, what are we getting here tonight? We're going to talk about what the actual components are for the curriculum. So what does an hour look like? We're going to talk about how to make those components actually happen. So we're going to have someone demonstrate those for you. And then most importantly, we're going to talk to you about why each of those components are a part of the curriculum. Just know, you guys know us well enough to know that we don't do anything that's not super intentional and purposeful. So we're going to talk to you about the why, the vision behind every single component. Everybody has a folder close to them, right? Everybody has a folder? Okay. So if you'll open up that folder, you're going to find lots of things. The first thing that I'd like for you to notice is a sort of a follow-along note sheet. And that's going to be great for you to really use tonight. You can jot questions over in the margin there, make notes as we go along. Now, as I mentioned, one thing that stays consistent with us is that we are always about leading kids to become fully devoted followers of Christ. That's not new, that's not different. I know that's exactly what you guys are passionate about, and thank you for that. The fact that you're here participating in this training shows that you're willing to sacrifice. You're giving up something that you love for something you love even more. And so I want to thank you guys for that as well. Okay. There are two primary things that we do as a part of Next Gen ministry to lead kids to become fully devoted followers of Christ. One is that we teach them. We teach them who God is and then who they are because of what Jesus did. We also connect kids. We connect them at church with great curriculum, great teaching, great music. We teach them with awesome leaders like yourselves. We teach them with great friends that they meet at church so that they can begin those Christ-centered relationships at a very, very young age and to grow up with those Christ-centered relationships. And then we also connect them with awesome resources so that when they leave church, they're able to continue their spiritual growth through online tools, the Bible app for kids, and some of those sorts of things. Now, I want to share this with you. We know, who has children? Anybody have children of their own? Okay, how many of you guys have watched the same movie over and over and over and over and over? Same TV show over and over and over. Listen to the same song over and over and over and over. Okay, well, the reason why kids like that, and then my husband too, by the way, he will wear a song clean out. It's like, honey, please don't play that song anymore. But the reason they do this is because they like to know. They like to know what's coming next. They want to know what the next words are. They want to know what the answer is. They want to know that the character is going to jump out of the closet. And so for that reason, we're going to capitalize on repetition. We want to use that as a teaching tool. And so we're going to show the exact same video. The video piece of what you guys will receive will be the same for a whole month. So they'll see the same video teaching. They'll have the same exact Bible story. And throughout that video, inside that, there's going to be repetition as well. Now, what's going to be very different is all the supplemental resources that you'll get, and we're going to go through that here in just a little bit. But all of the pieces that you'll lead through live in the room will be unique each week. So that's really exciting. So lots of different ways to repeat a lesson, one teaching point per month. We're very excited about what this is going to mean for a parent engaging with their child in that particular spiritual lesson. Okay, so I'm going to talk through real quickly what the components of the curriculum are, and then that's going to give you guys an opportunity or we're going to give you guys an opportunity to watch Samantha, Kendra, and Justin as they talk a little bit more about the why, the vision behind each of the components, and then also a real live demonstration of how to execute some of the components that we're going to talk through. The first thing, I'm actually really, really excited about this. How many of you guys are serving under the C? 2-year-olds, serve with 2s or 3s, the younger group? Okay, how many of you guys recognize that some of those children have separation anxiety, right? They get, like, my mother will never come back to get me, right? And even some of the older kids I need to know what time it is. How much time is left? When is it that mom and dad will be back? And they don't know how to tell time yet. So we're going to use a visual schedule keeper for the kids. And so with this, and Samantha's going to do a great job of leading through this, it's going to be so great for you guys to use this tool to help those children who have separation anxiety, to help them understand, here's all that we have to do. And then as we complete each one of these components, play, clean up, prop talk, the leader in the room is going to flip those cards, and Samantha will demonstrate that, and the children will visually begin to see, I only have 4 cards left. There are 4 things left. There's 2 things left. And by the time they get down to 1 card left, they're going to go, oh, do I have to leave? But it'll be a great way for you to help them manage their own expectations about how much time is left. Another component is our Roku device. Who knows what a Roku is? Roku is a little device that attaches to your TV, and it basically turns it into an app-based device. And so we're going to use Roku to deliver curriculum here at Life Church. Now, other churches might use DVD. They may use other ways to deliver that curriculum if they download our resources for free. But here, we're going to use a Roku device. The most important thing that can happen with children in that pre-experience time when there is a little bit of anxiety and curriculum hasn't started yet is for them to build relationships. They want to get to know you. They want to get to know other kids. And we know that some of the best ways for that to happen is around toys. Who knows a kid that does not want to play? Okay, right? Every kid wants to play. They love toys. So what we've done, and Kendra's going to talk about this in way more detail, but we're going to bring in intentional toys. We have selected, it's actually been quite a process to select categories of toys that children like to engage with. So imaginary play, building toys that use different parts of their brain. And they're in various categories, and you'll have a selection of those in the room, in each of the 4 rooms, and then they'll rotate each week. So these are very, very intentionally chosen, and they're very intentionally placed in each room. We're going to make sure and clean those up very well so they can be used at the following experience and then again the following weekend. More on that later. But that pre-experience time, that relationship building opportunity will all be around these toys. These are toys that aren't consumable, so they don't require things like tissue paper and wiki sticks and craft sticks and glue sticks and all of those things. Can I get it, Amy? Is anybody glad to get rid of paper bowls and paper plates? And all I see is tissue squares and like sequins. That's all I see in my brain. So all of those kinds of things will not be used. Instead, we'll be using these very intentional, very carefully chosen toys for children to engage with. And you're going to have a blast with them. We've been watching this in action at other campuses, and it's working great. Then after that, the very first part of the current week, the very first part of that is this really catchy cleanup song. And we're going to use that time, it's a couple of minutes, we're going to use that time to clean up those toys with a purpose, is what those are called. We're going to clean up the toys with a purpose. There's very carefully labeled bins and all those kinds of things. Clean that up, and parents are going to thank you, and they're going to love you and want to kiss you right on the forehead because their children are going to have this cleanup song stuck in their head, and they're going to be singing it at home. So parents are going to be so thankful to you that that song exists. So clean up. Then we have prop talk. We're going to do an object lesson every single week, led live in the room by one of the teachers. There's movie and music. We know that children love music, that music is a great way for them to memorize things, and great video content. You're going to freak when you see the video content. Picture passes. This is a really cool way for us to take something that's actually in the video and kids are going to see it live in the room. Some actual props from the video will be live in the room, and they're going to feel like, oh my gosh, my two worlds are colliding here. It's going beautifully. The kids love it. And those are called picture passes, and it's, again, another way to teach children visually the particular lesson for that month. And then the thing we're most excited about is small groups. So organically, we're going to have children form into small groups, actually beginning right after cleanup. They'll sit in small groups with a small group leader. So your role, most of you, your role will be to sit with 6 or 8 or 10 kids, and you'll be that group's leader for that whole hour. And so during small groups then, as a small group leader, you're going to have an opportunity to work through some story cards. So this is a tool for you to use with your little group to teach them and, again, reinforce that week's lesson. And then you'll also do an adventure book. And this whole thing is about a Bible adventure every single month. And so the adventure book is a very interactive piece where the kids can color and draw, and they're going to answer questions, and there's a place for parents on the back. And that'll be at the very, very end of the experience. So we won't be sending home a random take-home or a bookmark or a sticker or something. Every week, the children will get a unique adventure book to take home. And it's not really a book. It's kind of a one piece of paper folded thing. Book is just kind of a fancier way to say it. All right, so I'm ready to get started with super fun demonstrations. You guys are going to love this. And this is Kendra Golden, and she's going to take us through the first parts of this.